Shalom. How is everyone? My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and this is the channel Frugal Money Saver. Did you see that clip of our weather? It is like 9:30 in the morning, and that's what it looks like outside. There's no leaves on the trees anymore. It's gray, it's raining, and winter's coming. So I thought, what a great way to encourage myself and to encourage you on how to save money throughout the colder months. I am definitely a warm weather person. I feel better in the warm weather. I love the sunshine. So the winters, I have to really concentrate on moving around and doing what I need to do. So I thought I would put together an encouraging money saving list of 10 things we can do to get us through the winter with money in our pockets and a smile on our face. So let's begin. Number 1, how about trying to make your favorite takeout meal at home? By having the stove and the oven going, and the house will smell amazing, and you'll be saving a ton of money. Do you love Taco Bell? Learn to make taco supremes at home. Do you love Burger King? Well, how about trying to make that special sauce that goes on top of those hamburgers? Learn to do what you are paying someone else to do. It's so easy. You can do a Google search for all these kind of recipes. And oh my goodness, they're so much better for you when you make them yourself, and they taste so much better. So that's number 1. Number 2, keep an eye on your thermostat. And do not be uncomfortable. I'm not saying that. But if you can come down a degree or 2, my goodness, the savings, whether it be electric heat or oil heat, will be noticeable. Number 3, plan on having things to do other than spending money on the internet, buying on the internet, and watching TV. We are just like everyone else. Paul and I can sit and we can binge some TV. Let me tell you, we actually have to say, okay, that's enough, get up. It's really important to have some backup things during the winter months so that you stay off the internet and stay off the TV. One of the things we will do is play games. Adults can play games too. I love Disney, you know that. And one of our favorite games is Disney Uno. Regular Uno, only you use Disney cards for it. It's all our favorite Disney characters on Uno cards. So cute, so fun, and it's something to do. Also, do a puzzle. Again, Disney. My brother and sister-in-law gave me this for my birthday, and what a great thing. We just lay it out on a table, and if we're walking by, we do a couple pieces, add to it. We want to keep our brains warm too. We want to keep thinking. We want to keep motivating ourselves through these colder months because it is so easy to become lax and complacent. Another fun thing is start thinking about the warm weather. Do you garden? How about starting to plan out your garden? Look at seeds on the internet. I'm not saying you have to buy anything, but look at them. See how people lay out their gardens. I love to do that when the snow is falling outside. Just makes you so much more appreciative of spring and the warmer weather. So we want to keep our minds warm as well as our body during these next couple of months. Number 4, create a cozy and warm atmosphere in your living space. Have extra teas and coffees and hot cocos to offer your family. So delicious, warming. No one is running out to get them. They're in the house. Do you have some throws that you can just place on the couch so that if people are just sitting on the couch, they can put a blanket around themselves and just snuggle up? Some flameless candles to create just that warm, cozy atmosphere to just make us be content at home. Throw pillows, anything that will make the space look warm and inviting for the colder months. Get a good book. Put a blanket around you, grab a cup of hot chocolate. It just makes this time of year so much more pleasant. Number 5, learn to bake bread. I am not kidding. Do not be afraid of this. Learn to bake bread. It's better for you than buying store-bought. It is not that difficult. And again, you're heating up the house with your oven going. You're offering your family a warm, delicious loaf of bread when your mealtime comes. And what I like to do is, if you have any cookbooks for the holiday season, I have this one. And it's a Christmas cookbook, but I use it throughout the winter months. I only take it out at winter months so it doesn't get old to me. And the recipes are always new and exciting. And they have usually the best bread recipes, muffin recipes. Right here, I have overnight rolls, coconut banana bread, cranberry sweet potato bread, glazed lemon muffins, all on these 2 pages. Grab, if you have some of your Christmas cookbooks, holiday cookbooks, and thumb through them. Keep them out all through February because they have some of the best recipes. Absolutely. Number 6. Now, you know I never tell you to go out and buy this or go out and buy that. That is not who I am. But one thing Paul and I invest in, and it may cost a little more, but we buy it in the springtime with a Kohl's 30% off coupon when they're on sale, is flannel sheets. I swear by my flannel sheets. There is nothing that keeps you warmer in bed than flannel sheets. Again, I don't like to be cold. You get into bed in cold sheets and I'm like, oh. But with these babies, oh my goodness, we sleep so much better. They're soft, they are wonderful. Don't be picky about the color of the sheets. Now these are navy blue. Now would that be my first choice for a color of sheets? Not really, but once you put your blanket or your comforter on top, you can't even see them. So if you can find them with a 30% off coupon on Kohl's, or check Walmart when they are on sale, flannel sheets are the way to go. I am not kidding. I have told so many people about them and it's radically changed their lives. Love them. Number 7, try to move around just a little bit in the home. So what can we do? How about a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of vacuuming, a little bit of dusting? This way we get our bodies moving. We also do the majority of our decluttering in the winter and the colder months. You're moving around, you're organizing, and being organized, we know, saves money. We know it because then we know what we have, we know where it is, and we know how to find it. So move around just a little bit, little dusting, washing the floor. It is such a great way to heat up our bodies, warm up just a little bit, and have a sparkling clean house to boot. Number 8, open up the curtains and the blinds and let that radiant heat in. That sun, even though it may be far away, still puts out a wonderful degree of warmth. So after you wake up in the morning, open those shades, let that sun come in. What a difference it will make, even for our moods. Just to see that sun is such a mood lifter. Number 9, make sure when you do your laundry, you're doing a full load. In the winter time, honestly, I can wear the same sweatpants 2 and 3 days. I'm not doing anything, I'm in the house. So we tend to do a little bit less laundry in the winter time. And I always try to make sure it's a full load. Just saves on water, saves on electricity, just makes sense. Now, when it comes to the dryer, I do any of my heavy items on a drying rack or on hangers. So if we have a couple pair of jeans, they do not go into the dryer. They will be hung on a drying rack in my spare bedroom. And maybe I'll put them in the dryer for 5 minutes after they're completely dry, just to make them a little softer. And another thing we don't put in the dryer, and you shouldn't anyway, are sweaters. We lay those flat. I will have a towel and I'll lay a sweater on top of that flat, and that's how that dries. And it just saves so much money because our bulky items, our sweaters, our jeans, those are the things that take forever to dry in the dryer, and you just see that meter spinning. The other thing is when that dryer stops, take your clothes out and fold them then. I have been guilty of so many times, and I'm really trying to break this habit of them drying. It goes off, I know it goes off, but I'm busy doing something else, and then they wrinkle. So I've got to put the dryer on again for another 5 minutes, which is wasting electricity, to unwrinkle them. Where as soon as that dryer stopped, if I would have gone up, grabbed those clothes and folded them, they would have been perfect. And number 10, this is a great tip to use year-round. This is something you really need to be aware of. Check your receipt before you leave that grocery store. Check your receipt. Times are different now, and we are bringing our own bags to put our groceries in. The cashiers don't bag anymore. So while those items are going through the belt, you have no idea a lot of times of what's being rung up and how much it's costing you. The other day, there was a conversation about politics going on between the cashier and a man who was like 6 feet behind me online. You know how we're supposed to be socially distanced. She wasn't paying attention. She scanned the same item 4 times. She just kept going. And I guess she was so caught up in her conversation about politics, she never even knew it. So when we got out, I looked and I said, Paul, what? We didn't buy 4 of these. So I went right up to courtesy and I said, I didn't buy 4 of these. And I showed them the one item I did buy. And it came to like almost $8 back in my pocket. What the heck? Okay, so check your bill. Make sure they are charging you for what you bought. I know a lot of people, oh, that's such a hassle. I don't need to check it. That's found money. That's money you worked for. And don't let somebody just take it from you for no reason. So check those receipts. That's a tip that will take you through the holidays and all year round. So I have a can of pure pumpkin. This is 29 ounces. A normal pumpkin pie calls for 15 ounces for one. The larger can is sometimes cheaper. So what I'm going to do is take half the can and put it and freeze it in a leftover soda container that I have washed well, and it will get frozen to use at a later date. Frozen pumpkin works perfectly when defrosted in baking recipes. So I will do that. Here's the other half a can. This is 15 ounces of pumpkin. What I do, and I learned this tip a while ago, I take my spice and my pumpkin and heat it together before I make my pie, because it just tastes like fresh pumpkin so much more when you do that. I'm not sure why, but whatever the reason, it works. Now I'm using 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. You don't have to use pumpkin pie spice. I will leave the original recipe down below, and what you can use is a little bit of nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, those spices. But I happen to have pumpkin pie spice. So now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to heat the pumpkin and the spices together just for a couple minutes, and it really enhances the flavor of your pumpkin pie, and it takes a minimal amount of time to do this. So I'm just going to do this for maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, cook it through. So we cook the pumpkin and the spices for about 5 minutes, and look at how dark, and it actually even thickened up a bit. Now this has got to be the easiest pumpkin pie recipe you will ever make. All you're going to do is add a full can of sweetened condensed milk, and the can is 14 ounces. So we put that in with the pumpkin and the spices, and now I'm going to add 2 eggs. This is so easy. And then all I'm going to do is whisk this together until it is completely incorporated. And that's it. I mean, literally, that's it. How simple is that? Look at how easy this comes together. You don't need 100 ingredients. Now I did pre-bake my pie shell for about 5 minutes because pumpkin is wet and it just makes the bottom of the pie so soggy. I probably could have even cooked it a little more, but I didn't want to overdo it. But I just cooked it for about 5 minutes at 400 degrees. And now I'm going to take our filling here, and this is a deep dish pie crust. You can make your own or buy store-bought, whatever is easiest for you. I'm going to take this, put it on a foil-lined tray, and my oven is preheated to 425. And I am going to cook that for 15 minutes at 425. Then I'm going to reduce the temperature to 350 and bake it for another 35 to 40 minutes. That's all there is to it. Here it is. Look how beautiful this came out. This is how you know a pie is done. I'm going to go back into the same clean. See that? There's nothing on it. That's how you know that pie is done. And if that upsets you, just put a little dollop of whipped cream on there before you serve it. So what I did was I cooked it at 425 for 15 minutes, lowered the temperature to 350, and then I cooked it for another, check it between 35 and 40 minutes. And what I did, I baked a bunch of sweet potatoes so we can have them for a couple days. Always utilize the oven. As a wise subscriber once told me, cook a bunch of things at once so you're using your propane wisely. So here we go, a delicious pumpkin pie. I will show you a piece after we cut it, but perfect. And you notice it didn't dip in the bottom. Sometimes when you take a pie out, if the kitchen is very, very cold, it will concave itself. But as you can see, this one didn't. So that's a blessing. This was one of the easiest, most delicious pumpkin pies I have ever made. It came out so well, simple ingredients, super easy. Little dollop of whipped cream and cinnamon. Oh my goodness, this will be perfect for any time throughout the holiday season, Christmas, New Year's, whatever it may be. This is your go-to pumpkin pie. So I hope these 10 tips were encouraging. Just some ways to save some money through the colder temps, how to keep our spirits uplifted as the days get shorter, the nights get longer, and we just want to keep that joy and that thankfulness of all that we have continuing right through the winter season. So by all means, please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And by all means, remember, we love you. Stay well, stay safe. And until our next video, we wish you blessings. Bye-bye.